Burnout is the result of chronic stress. This show is about helping career individuals to actually feel empowered and to have tools that they can use in their daily lives, because I truly adore, respect, and want to help those that have dreams and they want to build and create in their lives. And I want to show them that they can do this without breaking their bodies or relationships in the process.
Hey there, welcome back to the Well-Balanced Mind. And my name is Shannon Rollins. I'm your host today and always, and I'm located here in Orlando, Florida, and I'm so excited to be bringing topics to you every single week related to your mental health and well-being, insights to understanding who you are, insights to understanding your mind, so you can live a happier and healthier life all around. I mean, because who wouldn't want that, right? So today's topic I'm really looking forward to because we're going to be diving into the subconscious mind. And I've had actually, the reason I bring this topic up is because I've had many people ask me that I've worked with hypnotherapy, Shannon, I don't understand this whole subconscious mind thing. And I just want to go over probably about 6 or 7 facts, interesting facts about the subconscious mind and how it affects our beliefs, our emotions, what it is. And so here's an overview. Your subconscious mind is just an aspect of your mind. Consciously, we think about things. Consciously, we're having a conversation. I'm talking to you consciously right now from my conscious mind. But our subconscious mind is really in the back of our mind. You know when you have something in the back of your mind that really stores your emotions and beliefs? That's where all of that is stored, a past memory. I mean, have you ever been on the highway driving? And when you're driving, you're just bebopping down the highway and pops in to the front of your mind some random memory that you haven't thought of in years and years and years. That's coming from your subconscious mind. And so here are 6 facts about your subconscious mind and why it's important for you to understand your subconscious mind better. The first one being is it serves as a memory bank. The example that I just used, the memory that just pops out for no reason, it's like a computer. Your subconscious mind, your mind in general is like a biocomputer. Okay, so when something happens to you, an event, it's stored in your brain. When something has significance to you in general, it gets stored there. And so knowing that it's a memory bank, even if you don't remember something, it could still be affecting you. You're just not remembering it consciously. So keeping that in mind with behavior change. Now, the second interesting fact about the subconscious mind is our emotional brain. It's the seat of our emotions. It's where our emotions are stored, negative and positive emotions. Like sometimes we're sad and we don't know why we're sad. And that's because it's from the subconscious mind. And it's some of those beliefs that are creating those emotions, those beliefs that we don't think about ourselves. I'll give you an example, okay? So many times I've had clients come in and sit down, we talk about emotions and beliefs related to an issue, and I'll ask them, okay, this makes me feel like I am, and I have them complete the sentence, a STEM sentence. And they respond back with, I am worthless. No, I didn't mean to say that. And I'm like, yes, you did. Your subconscious mind was saying that. Consciously, your adult self thinks, hey, I'm pretty cool, I'm pretty awesome. But subconsciously, you might think you're not good enough. And the more that you have that ruling, that pattern rolling in your subconscious mind, the harder it's going to be to change, the harder it's going to be to make money, the harder it's going to be to not get riled up over your kids, something that your kids did, the harder it's going to be to date. Like these things are all beliefs that are stored subconsciously, which means we might not even realize that it's there. Now, this one's my favorite. Number 3, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real and make-believe. Have you ever watched a scary movie, right? You watch a scary movie and okay, I can tell you from my point of view, when I watch a scary movie, you would think that the murderer is inside my house and right in front of me. I just subconsciously, I just fire up on all cylinders. I'm blocking the screen with the pillow. I don't think I've ever seen a scary character in my life because I never see my eyes are closed. Never. Imagine me going to a haunted house. It's not going to happen. So subconsciously, right, the reason we react in that way is because our mind doesn't know what's the difference between real and make-believe. That's why visualization is so important, because the more that you do it over and over and over again, when you meet the goal, it'll feel like you've done it. And you want your mind to get to the point where it's just rehearsal. It's a mental rehearsal. That's with sports psychology, for example, with Olympic athletes or anything else. Visualization is key for them because they have to be able to see that, and then their mind's going to think it's real. When you meditate and you do some great visualization, you get feel-good feelings. And you can feel that anytime. That's the beauty of this interesting fact, is that it could go in the positive or in the negative. Another really important thing is that it's our dreaming, our imagination mind. It's our creative thinking mind, right? So whenever you go to bed at night, we all have dreams, by the way. I hear a lot of people say, I don't dream. You just don't remember your dreams. Your mind is working 24/7, even when you're asleep. So when we're asleep, right, we're in a beta brainwave when I'm talking to you right now. But when you're asleep, you slip into a delta brainwave, which is deep, right? It's a deep brainwave when you're sleeping. And so when that happens, your subconscious mind is wide open. And I should actually do an episode on this. Your dreams can actually just be metaphors for things in your life. Like if you've been really, really stressed out lately and you've been having nightmares, well, there's a strong correlation between the stress that you're feeling or lack of safety and security and the nightmares that you may be feeling alongside it. So being able to decipher that this is your imagination, and having an imagination even at an older age is beautiful because it sparks creativity in your mind. And creativity is beautiful because you're able to come up with more ideas, whether it be in business and life in general, and just ways to be happier all together. Now that's pretty cool, right? Being able to create some of those things, create some of those techniques. And then the other thing is that it carries out our habits. So here's what I hear all the time. I hear, Shannon, I tried to do the exercise program and I couldn't complete it. I couldn't do it. I fell off the wagon again. Shannon, I tried to stop smoking. I couldn't do it. I fell off the wagon again. And so when we think about this, right, the best way to break habits, we got to break the cycle within the subconscious mind. You know consciously that you want to make changes. You know it. But if this habit is in your subconscious mind, it's running on autopilot. Do you know that about 95% of your day is running on autopilot? 95% of the things that you do are unconscious. Why is that? It's because we're all stored in our subconscious mind. The way that you have the habit of, okay, what do I get in the shower first? Then do I brush my teeth? Then do I do X, Y, Z? Let me guess. It's probably always in the same order, right? It's because it's stored in your subconscious mind, those orders of things. So I want to give you like a quick tip about habits in general with your subconscious mind, because I know it's really, really hard for us to be able to form habits. First of all, research is showing that it takes longer than 21 days, right? But because you want to do it consistently every day to form a habit. The problem is people try to take away bad habits and then they don't replace them with good ones. You can't take away a bad habit and leave nothing. It's going to feel empty. So what you have to do is take a bad habit away and replace it with something else. You have to replace that time with something else. And just a quick example, right? If you are feeling like you want, let's just say, I'm going to use a simple example. you want to quit chewing so much gum. Okay, the reason I use this crazy example is because I used to like power through packs of gum when I was stressed out. At corporate, I would just put all those pieces of gum in my mouth all the time, like multiple pieces of gum to the point where my jaw was hurting. And that was a stress relief technique for me, by the way, and I didn't realize it till after the fact. Okay, so that's a habit of just wanting to put something in your mouth when you're stressed. It had nothing to do with the gum. So what's a technique that I could do instead of that habit, which would be being able to do breathing techniques or brushing my teeth. If it was a mouth fixation, something like that, brushing my teeth, doing something else, drinking more water instead. Like if someone keeps biting their nails, they can't just stop biting their nails. They have to replace it with something else because the subconscious mind is going to be freaked out and think that something's missing. And it's going to keep telling you, bite your nails, bite your nails, bite your nails. So knowing in that you have to replace it with something else. And then the second little tip, just sidebar tip about these habits, especially with your subconscious mind, is to make sure that you are breaking down all of the barriers that you possibly can with your subconscious mind. And that means, how easy can I make this habit for me? Anticipating in advance that this is a strategy, right? Here's my health strategy of 2021. These are the things I want to do. And then ask yourself, okay, how can things get in my way? Doing this in advance is really going to save you a headache because you're already going to be anticipating when something gets in your way. And that's going to help your subconscious mind because it loves repetition. It loves doing the same thing over and over and over again. It loves it. It loves repetition. It loves it. So just make sure that you know that if you're setting out for a habit. And then the other one is really only concerned with the now. Your subconscious mind, this is the sixth one, is that it just wants what's going right now. Your subconscious mind has two functions. Two functions, that's it. It's to run away from pain and to run towards pleasure. And when you think about this, right, most of us, we do the things we need to do by running away from pain. Someone who's hospitalized for a heart condition or, something bad happens, or texting while driving, whatever it is, something bad happens, they're more likely to quit the habit. The problem is when you are trying to carry out behavior change, that only works for a short amount of time. That doesn't work long term because you're not always going to be running away from pain. So you can start that way, right? That with the scare of running away from pain, but at some point you have to focus on the running towards pleasure part and how that works for you. And those are those two main functions that are really important because here's what happens. Your subconscious mind is designed to keep you safe. And usually what happens when we set out a goal for ourselves, the subconscious mind is there and it's seeing that you're going out of bounds of where it wants to keep you. You can almost imagine that it's like a teacher trying to keep you in line. Have you ever seen the cutest little line of kindergartners? And they're all just trying to, and some of them, are straying off, maybe want to smell the flowers or do whatever. A better example is watching kindergartners play soccer, right? Like you're trying to keep them all straight, keep them all in their positions. Come on, there's no point of it. Your subconscious mind is literally doing that to you all the time. It's like your teacher. So whenever you feel like, man, I want to go become a millionaire, your subconscious mind might be like, nuh-uh, you've never been a millionaire before. What makes you think you're going to be a millionaire now? You're not worth it. Remember when you were 3 years old and you fell and your mom called you stupid? You're not going to be a millionaire because of that. That's how it works. Our mind stores these beliefs and these emotions and these stories about us, and we don't even know it's happening. So then now, when we're adults and consciously we're like, you know what, I want to lose weight. And then your subconscious mind comes out and says, hold on, you've already lost 10 pounds and that's a little outside of my comfort zone. I want to keep you where you are, and I'm going to give you the craving of sugar. So then when you go to bed at night, you're really hungry, you get cranky, and you just cave in and go get the Hershey's bar. That's how it works. And so what do we do? What do we do with this information? All this subconscious mind mumbo jumbo. You might, at the end of this, you might be like, Shannon, this is kind of depressing. It's not, because there's hope for you. There absolutely is. So with the subconscious mind, the reason why I love hypnotherapy so much is because we have the ability to access your subconscious mind using those and other techniques. There are techniques you could do. Remember how I said that the subconscious mind loves repetition? That goes in the positive too. Every single day, writing your goals down. Writing suggestions for yourself. Like each and every day, I start feeling smarter. Write it down. It doesn't mean that you're a millionaire tomorrow. I am a millionaire. Your subconscious mind is going to look at a sticky note and say, no, you're not, and you're going to move on, and you're not going to take that in. But if you write affirmations, something like, every day I get closer and closer to being creative and making creative ways to make money, to become a millionaire, then you're like, okay, I can deal with that affirmation. Your subconscious mind is like, okay, that's a little more realistic. And then you can take that in. And the more this happens again and again and again, it starts with the self-talk. It starts with the language. And then not only that, hypnotherapy. So I'm a hypnotherapist, and the reason why I'm so passionate about this topic is because I've seen so much change in people, helping them clear what were those beliefs and emotions tied to where was that event. And I always tell my clients, listen, we're like investigators. We have fun with it. We're just going to investigate where this goes. Where is this anxiety coming from? Where is this lack of sleep coming from? Where is this money mindset block coming from? And really working to get them to that point, because if we can really get down to the subconscious mind and the information it feeds us, is if we're able to slip into a deeper brainwave state with hypnotherapy, it allows us to access the subconscious mind more, and it basically leaves us breadcrumbs. It's almost like, okay, I'm ready for change. You know, you consciously think, I'm ready for change. I'm going to try this hypnotherapy thing. And then the subconscious mind is like, okay, bring it. I guess we're going to do this. And you can change. Everyone can change. There's this big statement out there that I just don't like very much. And it's that people cannot change. And that is not true. Everyone can change if they want to. People can't change because they're not willing to change. Right? That's the only time. But if someone is willing to let go of the things not serving them, and sometimes we're not willing to let go of the things not serving us and the beliefs not serving us because they're serving us in another way. They're serving us in another way, shape, or form that we don't even realize is there. So if you have a bad habit and you're thinking of all this subconscious mind stuff and where this comes from, if you have a habit that you've really had a hard time letting go from, overeating, smoking, doing drugs, like any of those, or not drinking enough water. It's also the not exercising, Netflix binging, gaming binging, like addiction, any of those things that we use as coping mechanisms because they help us cope. They make us feel good. But the more that we're focused on those outward things, the less we're looking inside. And the less that we look inside, the less we look in here, the less likely we are to make those changes. And so knowing right away, what changes do I want to make? And then asking yourself, okay, what is a gain from me having this bad habit? And be honest. And it's okay if you don't like what you hear, because this journey it's a journey. Like there's road bumps and it goes like this. You know, it's definitely a journey, but it's worth it on the other side. It absolutely is worth the change. And listen, if you are interested and diving into this more, if you're interested in knowing yourself more, this is what this show is about. So make sure to share this episode, like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do, comment. And know that you can change anytime you want to. It's just a process. It's about having the right guides alongside you, having the right people in your corner, really cheering you on, and allowing you to take time to get to know yourself more, to understanding your mind, insights, to understanding your behaviors, and just having a happier life all around. And if you're interested in my hypnotherapy services, head over to shannonrollins.com. You can book a consultation with me at the very top of the page, or you can find me on Shannon P. Rollins on Instagram as well, where I share my content too. And we'll be back here every single week. I'll bring on some great guests to really show you some more great content about ways to just understand who you are. Thanks so much for joining me today.